Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to your social studies class. Today, we are here with chapter number 7. As in our last class, we have discussed about the different domains of the earth and layers of the earth. So, now, today, I am your social studies teacher, Alvina Gill. We will carry forward with further topics. So, I request you all to open your social studies book and listen very carefully so that you can understand the chapter. So, let's start. So, today the main contents which we are going to discuss are the types of rock, uses of minerals in rocks, hydrosphere, water cycle, and oceans. So, let's focus on all these topics. Firstly, we are going to discuss the types of rock. So, the types of rock. The rocks are of different type. They vary in physical properties. They have different color, size, texture, composition, hardness, softness, etc. These variations are the result of their formation process. On the basis of their origin, the rocks are classified into their categories. Now, rocks are of different types. Now, they vary in their composition, their color, their size, their texture, their hardness, their softness, because different rocks have their different features, and on the basis of their origin only these are classified into three categories. First one we will discuss is igneous rocks. Now the question is there, what is igneous rock? So let's see. The rocks formed from cooling and solidifying of magma are called igneous rocks. The rocks which are formed when the magma is cooled, cooling from the magma and solidifying, that are called the igneous rocks. These rocks are also called the primary rocks. They are made up of 85% or more of the earth crust. Now example of there are dolerite, basalt, granite are some of the examples. Now second one we have sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are formed by the sediments of other rocks which are broken up through the action of various weathering agents such as running water, wind, glaciers, etc. Now, the sedimentary rocks, what are they? How they are formed? Actually, they are formed by the sediments of the other rocks when they are broken by the natural actions, like we can say running water, wind, glaciers. So, when they break up and they form other rock, that is the sedimentary rocks. The third one we have metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rocks are formed from the transformation of existing rock type. Now, the process of change in form is known as the metamorphism. Now, they are formed when the transformation of existing rock type. They are transformed. That process to change in form is known as the metamorphism. Due to intense continuous heat and pressure, that igneous rock and sedimentary rocks get changed to form the metamorphic rock. When the temperature is high or when the pressure is high, so due to that, these sedimentary rocks and this igneous rocks, they are changed into the metamorphic rocks. All these rocks are made up of minerals. All these are rocks, they are made up of minerals only. They are solid substance that occur naturally. So they can be made from a single element like gold or copper, or from a combination of elements. So now, second one we have uses of minerals and rocks. What are the uses of these minerals which are present in the nature naturally? So what are their uses? So let's discuss about that. Minerals and rocks are a part of our everyday life. They have a wide use in almost everything that we use and see in day-to-day life. Now we are living here and day to day we are using all these things. Yeah, so let's see what are the uses in our day to day life of the minerals and rocks. Artifacts, machines and tools, everything that we use such as pen, pencil, glasses, computers, slates, cooking pots are made up of the minerals. Cans and cars use a lot of metal in their production. Metal is a durable composition made up of minerals. Many buses, planes, boats are few examples. Now, in machines we are using, in tools we are using different things like cars. So, lot of these metals are used. So, car, trucks, buses, planes are some of the Example. Now, construction industry. Rocks and minerals are widely used in construction of structure such as the buildings, houses, bridges, factories, etc. These structures uses wide range of minerals such as iron, clay, slate. Now, when we see, when in a school is building, house is building, different things are used, like clay is used, iron is used, limestone, shale, gypsum, so all these things are used. So construction industry needs a lot. Now third one is decoration and jewelry. For making of the jewelry we use metal, silver and other stones. So rock and minerals are some of the most beautiful things that is found in the nature, and items such as vases, boxes, statues, they all are made up of the rocks and minerals only. Now, nutrition and consumables. We consume rocks and minerals almost every day. Now, the minerals we are consuming in our daily life every day, like our salt in our food, it is a mineral. The gritty substance in our toothpaste is pumice, which is also a rock. So, when we eat a lot of things, there are minerals, composition of minerals are there. In fact, minerals play an important role in the health of human being. Iron, calcium, manganese, magnesium and selenium can be found in a lot of food we eat. So all these things when we eat there, these things are found in that. They are used in medicines and fertilizers also. Now move on to the different topic, that is hydrosphere. As we have discussed in our before video, that what is hydrosphere. The water cover on the earth's surface is called the hydrosphere. 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water, because of which the earth appears blue from the space, and hence it is called blue planet. Now hydrosphere is that area with the water covered area on the earth, that is the hydrosphere. Now we know that the earth, 71% of the earth is covered with water, because of which the earth appears blue from the space, that's why it is called a blue planet. Okay? The water on earth exists in three forms, that is the solid, liquid and gases. Like solid, we can say the ice, liquid water, gas is vapor. So water is found in solid at polar caps and glaciers, rivers, oceans, aquifers, lakes. Groundwater constitute the liquid form. Water is present in gaseous form in form of water vapors and clouds. Now let us learn how water changes its form in the hydrosphere. So now let's see what is water cycle. The three forms of water are called the three states of water. These states are interconvertible. The changing states of water from a complete water cycle. The water cycle refers to the journey of water as it circulates from land to sky and back again. It is the way water moves all around the earth in different forms. Now water cycle. What is water cycle? Like cycle, it is moving, it's making a circle all around. Same way, water cycle is that cycles which water is circulated from the land to sky and again back to the land. So that is why it is called the water cycle. This process never stops and doesn't have a beginning or end. Now the water cycle process, it doesn't have an end, and means it doesn't never stop, it never stops. It is like a big circle. Following are the stages of the water cycle. Now we are going to discuss about the stages of the water cycle. Evaporation. When the energy of the sun heats up the water in the lakes, seas and ocean, water forms, this water body rises up. Now what happened? When we see rivers are filled with waters, lakes are there, oceans are there. So what happened when the energy of suns heat up and the water rises up to change into water vapor, then water change into water vapor and rise up. Thus the liquid form of the water changes into gaseous form. Now here the liquid form of the water, it is changed into the gaseous layer, and due to the heat of the sun this process is done, and this process of change from the liquid to gaseous form is known as the evaporation. Always remember, what is evaporation? The change of the state of water from the liquid to gaseous form is known as the evaporation. Now second one, as you can see in the diagram here, we have evaporation. The water from the seas is going up, evaporation, then their condensation is done, then the condensation, the precipitation is there. Precipitation is now again it forms in the form of the rain, and it is known as the collection. So condensation, now we will understand what is condensation. As water vapor rises up high into the sky, it cools and turns back into the liquid, forming clouds. Now what happened when the gaseous form of the water reaches high, and in the sky it cools down again and it turns into the liquid form, forming the clouds over in the sky. This process is defined as the condensation. Now precipitation, when the condensed water in the clouds becomes too heavy. Now when the clouds become too heavy for the air to hold, then water is released from the clouds in the form of the rain. Then again the water is released and come back to the earth in the form of the rain, sleet, snow or hail. This process is known as the precipitation. Now collection, when the water falls back on the, now water has fallen in the form of the rain on the earth. Now it may collected in the oceans, lakes or rivers, and it may fall on the land. The water in the oceans, lakes and river eventually evaporates back into the air, beginning the water cycle all over again. So this process is continuing. It is not still, it never stops, it never ends, it's always continuing. This process does not have any end. So now we talk about the oceans. Most of the water on the earth is in the form of ocean. The oceans are by far the largest reservoir of water on the earth, over 96% of the. Now our earth contains this much of water on the earth. Now 96% of all earth water exists in the oceans. Okay? As 100% out of 100%, 96% of water is in the oceans. Now we have major 5 oceans in our earth, on our earth, that are Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean and Southern Ocean. So 5 oceans are there on the earth: Pacific Ocean, Indian Oceans, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean and Southern Ocean. So we don't have any demarcation between all the ocean. In fact, there are only one ocean, because all of the ocean run into each other. Now we don't have any boundaries, demarcation, the boundaries don't have any physical boundaries for them, that this is Indian, this is Arctic. No, we don't have any demarcation, but scientists have labeled the various areas for ocean by different names. Now scientists have differentiated the area, they have named that area, that this is one, this is that, this is that. Okay? So oceans provide home for thousands of plants and animals. They also regulate the earth weather and temperature. Oceans keep the earth warm in winter and cool in the summer. Now just to add, now there is some addition in your knowledge, so let's talk about that. The World Water Day is celebrated annually on March 22. It is established by the United Nations in 1992. Life within the ocean evolved 3 billion years prior to the life on land, because before the life on the land, 3 millions before, there was a life in the oceans. Now the Mariana Trench is the deepest point in the world's ocean. It is located in the western Pacific Ocean. Now this is just for your knowledge, some quickies have been given here. So like definition of these words, like meaning of these words have been given. Conglomeration, it is a number of different things that are put together to form whole but remain distinct entities. Magma, hot fluid or semi-fluid material below or within the earth crust, when from the which lava and other igneous rocks are formed by cooling. Artifacts, object made by human beings. Groundwater, water present beneath the earth's surface. Interconvert, subject to conversion. Air currents, air moving from an area high pressure to the area of low pressure. Sleet, wet or partly melted falling snow. Hail, small hard balls of ice that fall from the sky like rain. Demarcation, a dividing line. Now let us revise. This is just some small summary of the chapter is given, so please all of you read this. Let us revise and read the chapter once again, so that you can understand more clearly the chapter. Hope you all have understood the lesson. So read the lesson once again and try to understand the main points which are given in the chapter. So class, thank you very much for listening to me. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay at home, and most important thing, keep studying. Have a good day, everyone.